How are you doing today? It's Easter, right? So this is Passion Week. I'm Bishop Dr. Carla Dunbar with you this morning. I know I don't sound so chirpy. Yeah, because not feeling so 100%, but here I am. I couldn't miss you for the world, right? It's Passion Week. And we probably should have been talking about something a little bit more passionate, but the topic was already set by my producers. So I guess they were not thinking about Passion Week. So we could have talked about love and that kind of a thing. But let's make this about love. We're talking today about the in-law factor and how you deal with difficult parents-in-law, how you set boundaries with them, and probably why are the relationships so difficult, how you deal with some of them that are so toxic. That's the thing. How do you learn to love them? Let me put my own spin on it. How do you love them? Hi, Suzanne. How you doing? Yeah. How do you love them despite? And so I might not be able to see all of your comments today, but the persons in the background will see it, right? Because Lady Melody, my right hand, left hand, not feeling very well, so I'm gonna send up some prayer for her. She's at the doctor as we speak. But I'm happy to be with you in this Passion Week. Yeah, thinking about the love of Christ, the sacrifices He made for us, and all of that, and how we can also spread some of that love to the mother-in-laws. You know what I mean? That seem to be or are proving to be difficult. I don't know if I'm a difficult mother-in-law. I'd have to ask my daughter-in-law, Damari, or my son-in-law, Anthony and Glenn, if I'm a difficult mother-in-law. I am a mother like any other mother, of course. I guess with a little bit of my counseling background and my spiritual maturity, I'm better able to navigate and live better with my in-laws. And I think all of us can, as mother-in-laws. Don't want to, my daughter-in-law is laughing, right? Lady Marley laughing. I guess I can be difficult at times. I don't know. But then I leave that for you guys to figure out. Yeah. Um, yeah. But yeah, how you deal with them thing, how you deal with them people there, the difficult one then. How you deal with the in-laws. I think we did one of this already, so this is kind of like a part two. I don't know why my producers thought it was so important that I should get back to the topic one more time. But how do we deal with difficult in-laws, whenever possible, however possible? How do you deal with them? Can you speak directly to them? Should your spouse, who is their people, speak to them, so that you don't have to deal with it? How do you deal with, the brother who comes over just in the time when it is going to be World Cup and feel like he's in sister place, so he can plant himself on your settee and drink out all of your sauce up juice in your fridge, and you know and it's okay because it is his people thing. So I'm saying, can we deal with them? Yes, we can. Yes, we can deal with them, right? We can learn to love them. We can learn to accept them. We can learn to live with them, or we can learn how to nicely avoid them, because that can happen too. My husband, Elder, told me some time ago, I remember his mother before she died, biological, came to the house and used some perfume of his. And Elder is this kind of person. If him have peanut and you take up one grain, him know, right? So we were careful not to trouble him peanuts, like him count the grains of the peanuts, right? And so he came home and he asked who trouble him things. And I said, no, your mother. Like, what me for the word that your mother? And him said, Carla, let me tell you something. You see, when me leave you here, so, right? I Dinah, how you doing? And Debbie, oh, go on. Him say, well, just when me leave it here, so Debbie can say a true, don't it? Now you so counting peanut them, don't Debbie? Right. And so him says, when you leave me here, so when me leave you at home here, so anything that goes wrong here, you are going to be held responsible for it. And him said to me, say, family and marriage no mix. Me get the message loud and clear. To the extent that one time when my mother came down from America, and you know me, I use my coconut brush to clean my veranda. Because of that we know, we never know about polisher. A coconut brush we know. And I marry, and me use my coconut brush, used to it, it never was a problem to me. Use my hand wash my food with the rusty nail and the short to make the meat get soft. Come never know about pressure cooker, and my mother come. And my mother thought that I must not, her daughter, nice clean daughter, must not go down and no floor, no coconut brush. And she was going to make a thing out of it. I have to put her in her place nicely. I have to say to her, say, Mommy, me think you overstay, you're welcome. Because me not going to make she disrupt my relationship, and when she gone back to her foreign, then me and my man in a problem because him cannot afford to buy me a polisher or a pressure cooker to soften the meat quick. No, I'm gonna go and tough it out with what we have. So there's a sense in which we have to take responsibility for our parents and not have to allow our spouses to deal with our parents. And our spouses must do the same thing. They must take responsibility to talk to their parents if their parents are being a problem or being a bother or not understanding the mother-in-law that wants to come and cook your husband food because she knows exactly how your husband like him stew peas. And I'm saying, fine, when it's time to eat your stew peas, we'll come to your house. But allow me to cook the salt stew peas and give the man and make him drink whole heap of water because it is just healthy to do that. Right? Or the ones that may think that them need to come and press them son's shirt. Like it's too left on you have and your mother never teach you nothing. And I'm saying, if it is that I'm going to start from the collar or I'm going to start from the cuff, I will eventually reach the collar. I'm going to cover the whole shirt with the iron. Trust me. Right? So you no need to compress it for me. Because me I go get it. Allow your sons and their wives to be just that. The sons and their wives. A family. Right? And allow your children them to bloom in their own families. So that's my message to in-laws. I wish they were online, but most of them are not. Or perhaps some don't have children and need for left on the people them and on the children and them people alone. Because it is important that you allow them to be. Some of us are just too overbearing, right? And we don't know how to come out of our spouses or kids' life. Like when your son never have nobody, him put mob upon him bank account and him insurance. Now him get somebody, he has to change that because him spouse come first now. Spouse have to go up on the insurance as first person beneficiary, right? Him not gonna kick you off, but you're not the first person anymore because you're not the first lady anymore. It's as simple as that. And so we have to understand those things. But like I said, if you're a spouse, you need to treat with your parents. Don't allow your parents to have up and resent your spouse because your spouse disagrees with something that they have done. Because you can talk to them and too much I know afraid of the parents, especially the man. Too many men are afraid of their mothers. Too many mothers are exhibiting matriarchal control and don't want to let it go. And we can't do that. So you have to set boundaries in your relationship, right? If it is your mother or your father, set boundaries with them, right? I right now, I'm not really turn up on my children them house like that. They know that I come in. You understand? Just turn up unannounced, and prop yourself down and start doing everything. You agree right there? Now? Yeah. No, tell them you come in, and them own life them have, and even if them live in a year house. Because my son and his wife live with me for a number of years, give them quarters, and me try if not impose, she never do everything the way I liked it. But as long as it not come out in my space, my good. Because if you give them the place to live, you give them the place to live. They don't have to do things like you. At one time, them already put me in my place too, and tell me, say, Mrs. Dunbar, I'm going to fold the clothes. I will get to them. Come like to fold up clothes, I like them. She say, I'm going to get to them. I'm going to do it in my own time. May they get the message, Lady Damarley. I got it. And even if I felt offended at the time, and even if we feel offended at the time when they say something to us, we can go back and think about it and see that there's logic and sense in what they are saying. I know it was love, Damali, right? So, yeah, we have to learn how to deal with them, right? So, set boundaries. I think that's important. Set boundaries with your parents, yes, or your parents-in-law, if for them pitting no want do it because them afraid of them. Set boundaries, right? But since we're in passion, we consider the reasons behind your spouse's mother behavior. Something might have gone with her where you don't know about. You understand? So consider that something might be going on and consider that there's a reason behind her behavior. Yes, Lady Shinake, Damali man, she put on place one time, right? Yeah, you just have to know, lovingly do it. You understand? I remember again one time, and I might put in them business, so I thought them business. So I remember when they were leaving home to go and live on their own the second time. And me I say, but how this ever go now? Because I know my son, and I want with me, my children, my in-laws can tell you, me not cover up none of my children and weakness. No. Me know them weakness, me not cover it up, and me not siding with them either. Not. So me I say, Marley, how you gonna manage because rent and so forth, and the Marley said, Mrs. Dunbar, I have thought about it. It is my decision. I said, all right, girl, cool. Leave you alone. If you need me, holler. I'm right here. Right? And she does. She'll call upon me when she needs to call upon me, and I'll know. So there's a way to do it respectfully, right? So sometimes you consider the reason behind their behavior. Um, if it is that they become too overbearing, Paul says it, if it is possible. So avoid them when possible. And most of the time it's the mother-in-law. Them. It's really not the fathers. Very few times I see where a father comes in and try to create that kind of a stir. It is usually the mother-in-laws or the sister-in-law, the brother-in-law. Them the one day. These are the ones that generally cause the problem. So if you can avoid them, avoid them. You understand? The world kind of small and so forth, but if you can avoid them, you avoid them. You understand? And you maintain your self-respect. If they are carrying on, you don't have to go down to them level. Or I wouldn't want to say go down to them level because probably not, but you don't have to rise to every occasion. And in the words of our former Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller, don't make them draw you out. Right? Maintain your own level of self-respect. Right? Yeah. I think you can also practice acceptance because you don't know what it is that, like I say, you don't know what them are go through, right? And all of that. So it's best if you try to get an understanding, right? And I had a client who would tell me that because she wasn't meeting her mother-in-law expectation, she was like a dragon. You know, don't try to meet them expectation not all the time. Your mother grow you away, don't it? Your mother teach you how to do things your way. Don't try to always try to meet your mother-in-law expectation, especially if them not nice. Because some of them can be not so nice. Right? So don't do that, not all the time. Right? And if it is that you feel like you're being slighted by your mother-in-law or she's becoming unbearable, why not talk to your spouse? Because sometimes your spouse, especially if a man, they miss it. They don't see it. True. They don't see what you see. All them out tell you, "Cho, she miserable appear in the mind." No, really communicate to them what your challenges are with their mother. You understand? Because they might not get it. Them spatial range narrow, them have tunnel vision. Most of our men, well, men in general, them not see all of the little thing them make up. They not see what happens when they are not at home. They only see when they're at home and their mother is acting so nice. I go for say acting, so nice, right? And if it is that you can't do anything because you just live with them live there, the son feels a sense of obligation, so them have to move in with you and that kind of a thing, then study hard then, so that you can predict ways to, learn to, you can find ways to predict the behavior that's coming, and then you can plan against it. You can plan how to be avoiding her or how to go around her. Let me tell you something that I did. This was not with my mother now, but I think it can work. When I took over my first church, the bishop was there and all of the members, and so it's all bishop. So they have a way of doing things, and I was called to a contemporary people, so my ways are going to be different. And I knew that there were some changes I need to make, but I also had wisdom enough to know that I can't make all the changes one time. I can't, I can't. And so I didn't make any big changes. I made incremental changes to the structure, to even how the place looked and everything. And them not really notice say I make the change. By the time them notice you done make the change already. And in some instances, I will go to the bishop and say, Bishop, what do you think about this? And I sell it to him so nicely packaged that he agrees. And I know once he agrees, everybody else that was under him is going to agree. Tricks in trade and matches box in business. So you have to learn how to do something. Sometimes you have to go to your mother-in-law with the idea, sell her it a your idea, but when she agree with you, you can make it look like a fair idea. You win her over. You understand? So you're not forgetting all of the problem of, being at odds with her all the time, and then them kind of something there. Because it don't make no sense. Because the man not going to do away with his mother because of you, I had a nurse once, and a doctor once who wanted to marry to a nurse, and his mother disagreed totally. But the woman had 2 children, and her nice clean doctor son, and she said no. And she, for the whole time of the counseling, yeah, good thing you and I agree on most things, right, Sheena? Yeah, and for the whole time of the premarital counseling, the mother fought it tooth and nails, and she not coming to the wedding, hurting the son. He was crying so much. But him put him foot down and say, I married the woman because after all, him and his mother go live. And him and she, and there's something that a wife can give her husband that a mother can't, right? And so he made his decision, he got married to the girl. And he did, and she never attended the wedding, and it still hurt him. But he knew what he wanted. At the end of the day, sorry, I have to drink some water here. At the end of the day, you have to know what you want. You have to know if it's going to be a relationship with your mother over a relationship with your wife. Because you choose your wife. You understand? So husbands have to know how to speak up, and wives, you have to know how to deal with the mother-in-law, right? Whether if she's overbearing and whatever the case is, right? And you can know when them do that, them always just turn up and they're always around, and she don't respect your boundaries where you put in place, and judgmental for everything where you do. You never can. You can't fry sprat, you can't cook stew peas, you can't do nothing. It's not right for her. But I just want to tell them straight, and your mother teach me, and you teach me how to do it. And my mother teach me how to do it. Not you, Dinah. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. So you have to just know, you understand? And then some of them just need to be the center of attention. Them just, if I feel like everything like Kool-Aid, well, not even Kool-Aid anymore, water. Right? They mean not everything. But not drink Kool-Aid again. People are drinking healthy drinks, but I don't know if Kool-Aid still a sell. But yeah, them just have to in everything. So like I say, just deal with them in the ways that I have given you. I can't stay long with you because I'm feeling some amount of some shooting pain in my head. But yeah, set boundaries, right? You're going into this passion week, show some love. Set boundaries, right? Think about her own life. Because some of them abuse you, and them come trying to abuse you. Think about it. She may be going through some stuff that she can't manage, right? If you can avoid her when it is possible for you to avoid her. If you can't avoid her, just face her and just be respectful. Because no man now really gonna want you to disrespect them mother-in-law. No go the whole sense if she a bad man and you a bad man and not do that in a make no sense. Right? Accept the things that you can't change. Change the things that you can. Control what you can control and what you cannot control. Leave it to the manufacturer to control it. Right? Talk to your partner, help him to feel. Don't shove it down his throat. Help him to feel what you're experiencing. Um, when a man feel needed, he will do what he needs to do, right? So just go on like you can't handle it. Be the damsel in distress and make him take care of what he have to do. Yeah, and sometimes you have to love them from a distance too, right? So all of that, right? And then if it is that you can't get away from it, 'cause like I say, some men feel a sense of responsibility to take care of their mother. And nothing is wrong with that. That's good too. So if them have to live with you, like how Damali did live with me, if them have to live with you, learn ways to predict their behavior so that you can avoid it. You understand? You can't, and like you can't beat them and you join them. It's just that you are learning to strategize and you are learning how to navigate your way around some things so that it doesn't become such a big problem for you. Right? They after all, they are your in-laws. You're married into the family, you don't marry the whole family. That me like tell them. Me not marry the whole owner, I married him, right? So you just have to deal with it right now, right, Susan? Yeah, I hear it how you do it. Yeah, so just deal with it or you can deal with it. And help your partner to understand how you feel and love them into submission. You have people who eat like pies, you know. You have to know how to love them into submission. Because some people can't beat love. Nobody can beat love, by the way. So if you love them just like Christ loved us, and in a week like today, He died for us, then that's what you need to do, right? So that's it about the mother-in-law. We are in Passion Week. Good Friday is coming up shortly. You can join us on Zoom. Let us know if you want us to share the link with us, with you, for our Zoom service for Good Friday. And then on Easter Sunday, you can join us here on the lawns of Temple Palm Gardens. I'm going to be narrating my trip to Israel for you to have the experiences with me as I bring you love from Israel on Sunday morning. So be here or join us online for the service on Sunday morning. And what's coming up next? Oh, the prayer breakfast. The tickets are out. So please call in to get your tickets. It's only $5,000 and it's going to be a good morning of intercession, right? And the word. On the 29th of April, tickets are only $5,000 and the breakfast is going to be scrumptious. We don't want to know full on the belly and every down the place though, so we can pray. But yeah, the breakfast going to be good. It's a prayer breakfast. It's more prayer than breakfast. But the breakfast is still going to be here. So yeah, that is it up on your screen right there. $5,000, you can call the office or you can send us a message to book your ticket for or your tickets for our annual family prayer breakfast. It's the 8th staging. Sweet Escape is in the year, and that is our annual family getaway. And we're hoping to go to Negril this year. Start paying your money. Don't wait on me to tell you what the cost is. Start paying your money. We are still trying to finalize the hotel, but we're leaning towards Hanover or Negril. And so we're going to make our site visit tomorrow to Negril to determine which hotel we're going to use. But start paying your money from now. It comes up on the last weekend of October. Coming up on the fourth Sunday of this month is our gym. It's your date with yourself or with your significant other or your friends if you're mature enough and want to learn more about marriage and relationship. So that is happening. It's your free date evening, 4 p.m. on the fourth Sunday. Remember always to like and share and subscribe to Love Online. Because you see, even when I not feel so good, I still come out to meet with you because it's better than lying down in the bed feeling the same pain. Anyway, at least while I'm talking to you, I'm not paying attention to what's going on in my head or wherever part of me is hurting me. And I so appreciate you for joining me today and facilitating my low-key talk today. Remember, love covers a multitude of sin. So love your in-laws even when you can't facilitate them. Let cover the sins that they are committing and you ensure that you omit to do what their action requires. We know the law of physics is cause and effect, and for every action there's an equal or greater reaction, but manage your reaction because you will be responsible for it, right? And you are not responsible for somebody else's action, only yours. And you have to remember that what people say is not about you, it's about them. It is on them, right? Until I see you, when I see you, God bless you. Have a holy and a peaceful Easter. Don't eat too much bun and cheese now, right? God bless you and take care.